Hello, and welcome to an instructional video on Adobe Photoshop CS5, presented by Kevin Popek and Shannon Cole. Today we are going to show you how to utilize the magnetic lasso tool to select an object in an image, cut it out, and layer it on top of another image so that the two images are combined. Here we have our desktop screen and the two images labeled Ocean and Boat that we will be using centered on our desktop. We'll start out by opening Photoshop, which we'll do by selecting the Start button, typing Photoshop, and then clicking on the icon that comes up. Now that we have the program open and ready to go, we're going to import our two images from the desktop into Photoshop. This can be done by selecting File, Open, selecting the desktop from either the toolbar menu on the left or the drop-down menu from above, and then double-clicking on the file that you wish to select. This will be done for both of our image files. To make the boat easier to trace, we're going to enlarge the workspace a little bit from 100% to 125% down on the bottom left of the screen here. Now the picture will be a little easier to work with. Over on the left toolbar is the magnetic lasso tool, which we'll be using to outline the boat. Now we'll select a random point to start tracing the boat. Here on the bottom of the boat seems like an easy place to start. To start tracing, just left-click on the point you wish to start at. As I go along the bottom of the boat here, the magnetic lasso tool is automatically creating marker points. If you are experiencing some trouble and the magnetic lasso tool is not tracing where you want it to, you can manually set marker points by clicking the left mouse button. You can see that it is giving me some trouble as I trace up the bow. If the colors of the object you are tracing and the background are too similar, the magnetic lasso tool is going to have trouble distinguishing between the two. Alright, my trace of the boat is just about done as I come full circle with my starting point. When I reach my starting point, all I have to do to close the trace is to click on the first marker that I started with. To know that you have done so, a moving dotted line will appear where you have traced with the magnetic lasso tool, as appears on my screen. To get the clip of the boat on my other image, I'm going to make sure my selection, identified by the moving dotted line, is still present, which it is. Now we are going to cut the image by selecting Edit, Cut, and then place it in our other image by selecting the other open tab above labeled Ocean, and then doing the same thing, selecting Edit, Paste, and there it is. Now we are going to teach you how to render a lens flare on your image. You'll need to select Filter up top, highlight Render, and then select the Lens Flare button. A window will pop up with the default settings, and for the purpose of this tutorial, we are going to keep them. Hit OK. Now we have successfully added a lens flare to our layered image. Let's save our project. Click File, and then Save As, and then go ahead and rename your file to an original name. Note that our file type is a Photoshop project. And go ahead and click Save. This time, let's save it as a JPEG image using the same steps as last time, except we're going to select JPEG from the drop-down menu. Click Save, and another window will pop up asking you at what quality you want to save it as. We're going to select the maximum quality, which will also be the largest file. Close all items and exit to the desktop. We don't need to save our first picture of the boat. If we look on the desktop, here's our final picture of the boat. We can open the file and maximize it to verify that everything is the way it appeared in Photoshop. This concludes our instructional tutorial of Adobe Photoshop CS5. Thanks for watching.